So you want to get started tracking your food in MyFitnessPal. I got you covered with everything you're going to need to know to do it effectively and conveniently. If you're new here, my name is Jesse Rosenthal. I'm a personal trainer and online coach based in New York. And if you're a subscriber, welcome back. I really hope you enjoy the video. In this video, I'm going to cover everything you need to know: how to set up the app, how to log various foods in the diary, and I'm going to compare the free and the premium versions of the app. And before we dive into it, I think it's important to mention that I'm not sponsored by MyFitnessPal. They haven't paid me a cent to make this video or promote the app, or haven't given me a free subscription or anything. I've been using the app for years. There's a lot of calorie tracking apps out there now. What I'm a huge fan of is tracking your food to create predictable results in your fitness. You can use whatever app you want to use to track your food, because tracking the food is the important part. And I like to teach about MyFitnessPal because it conveniently syncs up with my training app that I use with my clients, so I can see both their workouts and their nutrition and macros all in one spot. But I've been paying for the premium version for years now with my own money. So how to set up the app for your goals. Let's dive into it. I created a new free account just to compare the difference between that and the premium version of the app, which I have on my normal account. So it looks like right when you sign up, they give you the option to upgrade to premium, and now a new premium plus as well. So they have two paid options. I personally used the free version of the app for 3 or 4 years before I ever upgraded to the premium version. That being said, I have been paying for the premium version for 6 or 7 years now. Let me make this very clear. The results you get in your fitness, whether it be losing weight or building muscle or both, isn't going to change whether you're using the free version or the premium version. The results are going to be the same. What's different is the convenience of using the app. The free version is a little bit less convenient, and I'm going to go into all the reasons why. And the premium version saves you a little bit of time, and if it's an app that you find yourself using consistently every day, it can definitely help make things more convenient with tracking your food. The free version is obviously free. The premium version, it looks like, is $20 on a monthly basis, or if you pay for the year as a whole, it comes out to $7 or $6.67 per month, which is obviously a massive difference compared to the $20 per month basis. But in my opinion, and what I tell new clients of mine, is just go with the free version. Prove to yourself it's a habit that you're gonna do almost every day, and do it pretty consistently before deciding to upgrade to the premium version. Now let's have a look at the dashboard view for free versus premium. So I'll put them both on the screen here. As you can see, the dashboard for the free version, the first thing you see is how many calories you have left for the day. But if I swipe to try to see the specific macros or to see anything else, it's blurred out, because I guess that's a premium feature. On the premium version, you can customize it a little bit more. So what I see on my account is the specific macros that I have left for the day. So if I've logged breakfast and lunch, it'll show me exactly how many grams of proteins, carbs, and fats I have left for the day, which in my opinion, is a nice feature. But again, it's not a make or break feature, because you can go and see how many macros you have left in the nutrition section. Now let's go over how to set up your custom macros, because something that's very important to understand is that MyFitnessPal is a great tool and a great app to use to help making tracking your macros or tracking your calories easy and more convenient than doing it on a notepad. But MyFitnessPal sucks absolute ass when it comes to trying to prescribe you what exact macros or calories you should be aiming for. So when you sign up for the app, you'll put in your goals, you'll put in your activity levels, your age, your height, all this information about you, and then it gives you basically a default or recommended macros based on your goals. And in my opinion, the total calories they suggest sometimes is pretty in line with maybe what you should be aiming for, but the macros that make up those calories are often wildly different than what I would prescribe a client if I was setting their macros. So this is very important. Obviously, make sure you get your target macros that you're aiming for from your coach, your trainer, your nutritionist. Even take a few hours, do your own research into it, and go down the rabbit hole of figuring out how to set your own macros before you just aim for the ones that MyFitnessPal set up for you. That is not their specialty. So let me walk you through how to change the default macros it sets you up with and set your own custom macros. You're gonna click More at the bottom right corner of the app. You're gonna scroll down to Goals and then click on Calorie, Carbs, Protein, and Fat Goals. So this is the screen where you can adjust your target calories and your target macros. And this is where the free and premium versions differ. I'll put it on the screen here, but on the free version, you can't actually set a very specific amount of grams for your carbs, fats, or protein. You can only set a percentage of your total calories. So for example, if my coach told me you have to aim for 215 grams of protein per day, I wouldn't actually be able to set my target for 215 grams of protein, but I'd have to select the percentage of my total calories that gets me as close to 215 grams of protein as possible. So you might not be able to set it to 215 grams. It might turn out that you get to 218 grams, or maybe 221 grams is the closest that the percentages allow you to get. And again, this doesn't impact your results. In your head, you can still know, hey, I'm aiming for 215 grams, not 221. But it's a slight inconvenience when you're looking at your numbers. And this is where the premium version is obviously more convenient. You can go in and set your exact carbs that you want. If you want 275 carbs, you can set exactly that. If you want 66 grams of fat, you can set exactly that to aim for. Now here's one of the settings that is important to pay attention to. It's called the exercise calories. In the past, this was a free feature, and now I believe at the time I'm making this video, it is only a paid feature. So if you have the premium version, what I want you to do is go to More in the bottom right corner again, click on Goals, scroll all the way down to where it says exercise calories. And what we want is to make sure this is turned off. Essentially what this feature does, if it's turned on, is it calculates how much the app thinks you've been active for that day. And based on how many calories it thinks you've burned, it's gonna tell you to eat back a certain amount of calories. And I always tell my clients to have this feature turned off for a number of reasons. One of which is that the technology that we have today that calculates how many calories we burn through exercise is not accurate at all. And it often overshoots by a large margin how many calories it thinks we're burning. So if it thinks we're burning a lot more calories than we actually are, and then it's telling us to eat back a certain number of those calories because it thinks we've been more active, it's a very common reason why people can't stay in a deficit and actually lose the weight they want to lose. So what we want to do is we just want to set our custom macros based on our general activity levels, based on how much we train, our build, and our preferences that we know is gonna put us into a deficit, obviously if the goal is weight loss. And we just wanna stick to those pretty much every day. Now, of course, there's more advanced strategies that I use with my clients a lot of the time where they do have what's called a refeed day, or they do have days where they are eating slightly more calories based on how active they are. But generally speaking, and for the average person, we don't wanna be eating back the calories that we think that we're burning off through exercise. We wanna aim for a consistent number and stick with it. Now, unfortunately, if you have the free version, this isn't going to be a feature you can turn off. So it's gonna be something that you wanna keep in mind, and you wanna pay attention to how many calories is the app telling me to eat back on top of what my normal calorie goal is. Now I'm gonna dive into how to track certain foods in the app accurately. But before I do that, if you're here watching this video, it's probably because you're tracking your macros, or you want to start tracking your macros, and you're trying to take your nutrition more seriously. So if that's the case, I have a lean muscle cookbook. It's totally free. It's like 25 pages of high protein, low calorie recipes, although there are recipes for cutting versus bulking. It's like a decades worth of meal ideas that I tell you the exact ingredients and the macros of each meal, so it can really make tracking your macros and eating to reach your goals a lot easier. I'll leave that cookbook in the first link down below in the description. It's totally free. Just tell me what email to send it over to. So let's track in your food diary this carb balance whole wheat tortilla. This is one of my favorite tortillas, by the way. It's a high fiber tortilla, 30 grams of fiber in one of these tortillas. So this is something I have frequently. But anyway, this is how you're gonna track it with the free version versus the premium version. With the premium version, it's fairly simple. What you're going to do is use the barcode scanning feature to take a picture of this barcode, and it's going to input all the nutrition data right into the app. The protein, the carbs, the fats, the fiber. And it literally takes you 3 seconds to do this. Now, what do you do if you have the free version and you can't use that feature? Luckily, it's still pretty simple. What you're gonna do is go to lunch or dinner or whenever you're having this, click add food, and you're gonna use the search bar, the search function here, and what I'm gonna recommend is that you type in the brand, which is Mission, and then the exact product. So I'm gonna type in Mission carb balance tortilla, and as you can see, there's a few results here in the search function. I'm gonna click the first search result because it's got that green check mark, but this is really important. This isn't actually the product that I have here. This tortilla has 33 grams of carbs, and the top search result only has 13 grams of carbs. So the one that I found here in the search function is a much smaller tortilla. So you do want to be aware of if you're selecting the right food or the right product. So I'm going to go back and select this one that has 110 calories because that's what I have here. And it pretty much checks out. I think they're short on 3 grams of carbs, but the fats and the protein look right in line with this, and so does the fiber. And there you go, it adds it right to my food log. And this is how you can track any food, whether it's bread, whether it's cereal, even if it's chicken or ground beef. If you're using the free version, you're gonna search for the brand and what the food is. So if it's 96% lean ground beef, I'm gonna search for the brand of beef it is, and then 96% beef. And then when the search results come up, I just wanna make sure I'm selecting the option that has the same macros as the food that I have in front of me. Now, what if I wanna track this banana that doesn't have a barcode or any piece of fruit? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go to add food, and I'm gonna just search for banana, and I'm gonna select the one that has the green check mark next to it. And what I'm gonna do, ideally, if you wanna track this as accurately as possible, you'd peel this banana, you'd put it on the food scale, and you'd see how many grams in weight does this thing weigh. Let's say it weighed 105 grams in weight. I'm going to toggle the serving size of the banana to 105, and it comes out to 24 grams of carbs, 1 gram of protein, and then that's it. I'm gonna add that to my diary. And since we used the search function, the way we just tracked this banana can be done on the free version or the premium version. You can do this with watermelon, with an apple, with grapes, with strawberries, blueberries. Now let's look at the quick add feature, which is a feature that I personally use pretty much every day. I'm gonna show you both the free and the premium versions because it does differ. For the free version, let's say I wanted to add this meal. This is from a meal prep service. This is a chicken-based meal from a meal prep service that I used, and they actually tell me the exact macros of the meal right here. So what I often do is I just do a quick add for this meal when I have it each day. Now, if I had the free version, it wouldn't actually let me put in the total proteins, carbs, and fats of this meal. It would only let me do a quick add with the total calories, which is 350. But with the premium version, I can specify that there is 30 grams of carbs, 38 grams of protein, and 13 grams of fat. So if I'm tracking my macros pretty diligently, and I'm using that quick add feature, obviously that's gonna be a lot more accurate. However, one alternative option to this is you could create a food or create a meal even in the free version of the app, if I'm not mistaken. So if I was using this meal prep service and I was getting this meal every other week or something like that, I could create this meal in MyFitnessPal and select it every time. So it takes, again, an extra few minutes of work, but you can still track it just as accurately. All right, now I'm gonna show you the meal scan feature using this meal that I got from a meal prep service. So they told me the exact macros, which are 59 protein 18 fat and only 8 grams of carbs. It's a blue cheese Cobb salad meal with chicken and bacon, and there's some egg in there as well. So let's try out this meal scan feature. I select meal scan. I take a picture of the food. This is like fairly new technology, but this is why I don't really want you to use this feature. I'm gonna select all the foods they give me, which is on this plate. So they got lettuce right, cherry tomatoes, hard-boiled egg, 1, which is correct. They have a salad dressing here, grilled chicken, which is correct, and feta cheese. So I'm gonna log that meal, and what it came up with was 37 grams of protein, 25 grams of fat, and 12 grams of carbs. So while it wasn't actually totally off, we did undershoot the protein by over 20 grams. We overshot the fat by a good reasonable amount, and the carbs are fairly accurate. Also worth mentioning, I just did this another time on my phone before I hit record on the camera, and it didn't pull up grilled chicken as an option. It pulled up canned tuna, which there's no tuna in here. So I do think it's not reliable, this feature. There's just no way, at least right now, at this point in time, that we're gonna be able to take a picture of multiple items on a plate and it's gonna be able to accurately depict what the macros are for you. So you're gonna have to just enter it in yourself. So that's the comparison and how to use the basic and most popular features in the app to track your food accurately and conveniently. If you have any questions on any other features that I didn't mention, leave them down below in the comments and I'll jump right in there and I'll do my best to answer your questions. Now you might be wondering, what should I do? Should I do the free version or the premium version? I definitely think it makes sense to start on the free version, see how it goes, make sure that it's in a habit that you're going to consistently do most days, and that you can keep it up for a few months before upgrading to the premium version. Now, I've had some clients who they didn't care about the money and it wasn't a big deal to them. So they upgraded right away. They wanted to make it as convenient and quick and easy to track from day 1 as possible. And that works great too. And I'll give you an example of my own experience. When I first started tracking my food, which was like 8 years ago, I used the free version for a few years. And the truth is, I wasn't as committed to it. I wasn't tracking every day. I was very on and off with it. I wasn't using a food scale to weigh out my food. So I wasn't even really tracking accurately or doing it properly. So of course, it wasn't worth it to me at the time to upgrade to the premium version. Why would I spend extra money on something that I'm not even doing well? And if that's where you're at right now, there's no problem with that. Stick with the free version, do it a little bit more consistently. And if you get to a point where it's a key part of your nutrition and your program and your fitness, like it is with me and many of my clients, of course, upgrade to the premium version, make it more convenient, make it quicker and easier. From my experience, this is the main difference. If you've got the premium version and you're brand new to tracking your food, it probably will take you somewhere in the range of 5 to 15 minutes per day to track everything you eat. And if you've got the premium version, it's probably gonna be cut in half. It's probably gonna take anywhere from 2 or 3 minutes a day, depending on how advanced you are, up to maybe 10 minutes at most per day. I've got a lot of experience with this. I've been doing it for years. So for me, it takes 5 minutes or less to track everything I'm eating because like I said, a lot of the foods I eat are pretty repetitive. I eat a lot of the same foods each week. I get a lot of the same groceries. So the app stores all these foods in its history. So the second I start typing Mission Carb Balanced Tortilla, it pops right up the one that I always select. So it's definitely a habit that the longer you're doing it and the more experience you have, the easier and easier it gets, the better you get at it, like any other skill, and the less and less time it takes. A lot of the clients I work with were brand new to tracking their food, literally never did it before, and within a matter of a few weeks and months, with the proper guidance and structure in their program, they were able to really accelerate the learning process when it comes to tracking your food. And some of them did it way quicker than I ever did at the beginning because I didn't have that guidance and I didn't have that hand holding. So if you want that professional help and guidance and you want to speed up the learning curve and you want to make sure you're making your results pretty predictable, feel free to apply for my coaching program below, and we can see if it's a good fit to work together. But otherwise, I hope this video was helpful. If you have any additional questions, leave them down below in the comments, and make sure you subscribe to the video because I make new ones just like this every single week. And if this video was helpful, you'll definitely find this next one helpful as well. So I'll catch you over there.